Right, morning everybody. Or none of you. Or nobody. Just keep plowing through. Time for another quality London stream, London session, what you want to call it. Start off for the daily analysis. Just going to go over yesterday's trade, take a wee trade around about late morning yesterday. Yeah, it was about 11 o'clock. Let's go back to the replay mode. Fuck off. Right. So yeah, this was yesterday's analysis. So I was looking for buys above here. On a 15-minute chart, yeah, I was looking for buys above here, respecting this resistance. And what it did was, it did that. And then it did that, and it closed above. And what I did was I took a wee trade in there. Actually, I took a wee trade. I actually took a wee trade there at the break of that high. And what happened? I got stopped out on it. Because basically what happened was, if this is the resistance, the candle closes above there. So get the candle closing above. What happened was, it made a wick. It then came up, broke that high, nudged up a wee bit, and then it fucking came down, broke the low, stopped me out. And this is the problem with gold at the minute. Like in the past, when it broke the high, you had a reasonable assumption that your stop loss was safe at the low. Whereas now, it's not. Gold's so volatile, it's not. So, while the 30-minute candle was still open, I thought, I'm going to get in at the flip. I don't know if I'm describing this very well, but anyway, it did that. That's what it did. And it broke the low. It broke its own low. It nudged up, broke the high there, came down, broke its own low, which was around about here, and then just near. I got stopped out there, and I thought, oh, you fucking bastard. Meanwhile, the candle was still open. So I thought, I'm still, the 30-minute candle's still open. It's still looking bullish. I'm going to get in on the flip. And it did that. So I got in there. It fucking ramped up to there. So that was 45 pips. Because that kind of, yeah, I had set my, I can't remember, it was 30-minute. Yeah, I'd set my stop, my take profit up there. And I hit take profit. So I made back my loss and a tiny wee profit. And then it kind of kept going, went all the way up to there. But one thing was, once I'd made back my loss and then took a wee profit, I got out when it started reaching this kind of level here. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, that was the reasoning behind the wee trade. So back in it today. Let's get ready for the analysis. Back to the weekly. So weekly candle, big bullish candle. So I'm going to say the let's put that. Weekly's bullish. Daily's bullish. The 4-hour is bullish. And the 30 is bearish again. So 30 is bearish. So we've got 3 time frames bullish and 1 time frame bearish. So realistically, you're looking for buys. I think we're looking for buys on gold. Yeah, realistically, we're looking for buys on gold, and I'm not going to be averse to the possibility of taking a sell, because the 30-minute, there's a lot of bearishness on the 30-minute. It is kind of sideways, but we had this big push down, so there is a possibility that it's going to sell. So back to the weekly. Fairly strong. Bullish candle. Very strong bullish candle. A lot of pips in the week. Moved up. Wee bit of rejection this in the last couple of days. Go to the daily. Yesterday was a bit of a doji. Made a high, high, low. So, you know, take what you want to from that. Today, it's not done anything. 10 hours, it's just kind of gone sideways. But I imagine there's some sort of consolidation going on around here. Which, yeah, it could be priming it for a breakout trade, it could be priming it for a breakout to the upside, it could be priming it for a breakout to the downside. You just don't know, do you? With everything being bullish, the likelihood is it's going to be to the upside. But who knows? And if it is to continue bullish, then we have no reason to come down and break this low. So there is a possibility of looking for sells below that low. And I've got all of this distance here that it could come and retrace. You could, you know, that's a likely place for it to come and retrace down to. Retest this level. But as usual, it's a plan, not a prediction. I'm at the flip on as well, just so we've got an idea of where we are. Go to the 4-hour. Again, you can see, you know, the last 3 4-hour candles just done nothing. There's no volume in it. Question is, where do you draw your levels? Got this big long wick coming all the way down to here. You know, resistance is fairly easy. I mean, that's your resistance there. Support. I mean, where do you draw your support? Can't draw a support like that. It just doesn't look right. Just not happy with that support. I'm gonna leave it on. I'm gonna leave the zone on like that. Because what's the alternative? The alternative is that, and neither of them look particularly great. And this is the thing with your chart. It's like, I don't know if people really talk about this, but in my opinion, the better your chart looks, the more likely your analysis is to be right. And when your chart looks ugly, I mean, that looks ugly. You know, that looks ugly. Which makes me think, there's something wrong about this. This isn't right. So, anyway, this is the range that we're in. You know, we are in a range. We've got a big wick that you could potentially fill coming down there. Got another big wick that you could potentially fill coming down there. But we are overwhelmingly bullish. So I'd probably be looking for buys above these highs. Buys for this support down here. So yeah, I mean, this looks a wee bit better on the 30-minute. If anything, actually, the resistance looks like dick. But yeah, a nice clean range above there. So if we do, I think it's fairly simple. It's actually a fairly simple analysis today, I think. Look for the buys above there, man. I think we probably look for the buys from this support. Possibly buys for this support. Where could we take sells? So we have to remember. You have to remember if you're buying. I always think the time frame, the trend on the time frame that you're trading is kind of what you want to be looking at. So even though the higher time frames are bullish, the daily and the weekly are very bullish, but when you look at the 4 hour, it's starting to lose momentum there. It's starting to kind of tail off a wee bit. It's starting to go sideways, and that is definitely bearish structure on the 30. So with that in mind, if you look here, there is a level, there's a bit of support there. The price has reacted. It's maybe not the neatest zone, but price has definitely reacted there. You can see wick, broke through, closed back above, and you've got a clean range below there. So there is a possibility that if you get a close below there, that a sell might work out a wee bit. So if we look on the 15, yeah, I think I'm gonna put this as cautious sells, because there is a lot in favour of selling it down there. Number one, you get the clean range. And for me, that's the number one thing that I'm looking for. Is clean ranges. That's clean. Certainly that candle's clean. That's clean. Get a wee bit of consolidation there. Then you've got another bit of clean range down there. So I imagine the early, it's fairly clean on the early. The daily candle will be flipping bearish. It's coming down to retest the daily low. So for me, there is actually a lot on the side of sells on gold today. I think primarily I'm looking for buys, but yeah, I'm not averse to taking a sell down here. This looks alright for a sell. Yeah, and in terms of sells below, so it's a bit shit down there. In terms of sells below, I think I'm going to put it on as cautious sells. I use this grey line for cautious sells or cautious buys. When I'm a bit more confident, I put it on as the blue line. So I'm going to get rid of that daily high line. So yeah, if we close above there, we're breaking the daily high again. As I've said in previous videos, look for where you want to trade and wait for price to get there. And you look at that, that is a clean range. So that your eyes should be drawn to that immediately. That's a clean range. I want to trade there. So you basically, by the way I trade, I am waiting for price to reach a clean range. And I want other things to be on my side. So when I get to here, the higher time frames are bullish. That's on my side. It's a clean range. That's on my side. Breaking a high in this microstructure here. That's on my side. And the daily candle will be bullish. Now breaking the bullish high. The bullish candle's daily high. That's on my side. So I'm quite happy to take buys there. I'm quite happy to take buys. I'm also happy to take a sell in this range. Below here, it's just, it looks shit to the left. So I am gonna put a level there. Sorry, not a level. I'll be putting an alert there. I am gonna put an alert there. I think that's it for gold today. Yeah, I think my buys on gold. My buys on gold is mainly bullish. I'm mainly looking for buys, but I'm not averse to taking a sell if we do break below this support. But I mainly want to buy this zone here. So I would rather have a nice solid close above there. And as I always say, draw it on. So I want that. That's my buy idea. So swatch at 15. Yeah, I don't want. Like, if you see this shitty wee candle, I don't want a shitty wee candle like that closing above it. I want a solid, decent candle closing above it. Would I take a 15-minute close? I don't know. I'm a bit. Problem is always going to be where do you put your stop loss. I don't know. Would I take a 15-minute close above it? If it's a nice 15-minute close, then yeah. Time's at 8:05. Yeah. Again, like yesterday, there's no volume. I mean, this happened. What was 11 o'clock? So was this? I fucking can't remember. I think it was around about there, wasn't it, that I took my trade yesterday? And it was on the way up. And then this was when the jobs figures came out in America. Look at that. Which is actually a good point. I have not looked at the daily news today. Let's have a wee swatch at what's in the news for Friday. See what you looky. GJ's red candle figure, red folder there for Friday. Tentative early earnings. When's all this coming out? Tentative. We'd almost be shouting it. Tentative. We're like, oh, I'm not doing it. Last person that released these last month. She got the boot. I'm no fucking doing it. You do it. You release them. I'm no telling Trump. I'm no telling Trump these figures. Because the last person, the woman that did it last month, she got the boot. So I'm not doing it. You do it. No. You fucking do it. No, you fucking do it. I'm telling you, I'm no fucking doing it. That's why it says tentative there. Because nae cunt wants to do it. Nae cunt wants to stand in front of the White House and say, oh, Economy's shagged. Sorry about that. Because you are getting your fucking jotters. Whoever stands up in front of the White House and says unemployment's rising, average hourly earnings are dropping, the economy's fucked. You're like, you get out of here, you son of a bitch. You're fucked, son. GBP, Governor Bailey speaks. Yeah, I don't know what I'm laughing at, because the British economy is as fucked as America is. FOMC member Miran speaks. Yeah, they're all speaking. They're all taking a wee turn. Everybody's having a wee go. Right up in the evening. It's a Friday. It's a fucking Friday and they're doing this. I'd be like, no, sorry. It's a Friday. I'm not doing this. Oh, look, I've remembered to switch it back the day. Oh. So, yeah, where are we? 8:05. 8:05, nothing happening. When was this be pushed down? Off 3, Asia, towards the end of the Asian session. So we push up. Yeah, these moves happen towards the end of Asia. When did that happen? New York session. Yeah. I don't know, was I supposed to say something there? Sitting there just staring at a chart. Mark something on. Looks like you did something. Buys, right? I'm putting buys there. I'm kind of, I don't know what to do. I don't know whether to mark this on, because this is kind of tentative. Up sells. It's kind of tentative sells down here. It would be a quick in, quick out. So yeah, don't know. Primarily I'm looking to buy it, but I'm not averse to taking sales. That's what I'm trying to say. Let's have a swatch at the GJ. So where was I yesterday? Yeah, because I looked at this. This was my other trade that I was thinking of taking yesterday. If I go to this, so fuck off. I fucking hate trading view. They just randomly change things for no reason whatsoever. So this was yesterday, yeah. This was at the same time as that other trade was happening. The closure below, nice solid closure below, into a zone that I'd already tagged out. And then the next candle did that. It would probably, 18 pips. It was probably a safer trade than gold would have been. So I'd looked at taking that, 20 pips. Like I say, it was a safer trade than gold because the stops, and you know, I could have put my stop loss up there instead of on the current candle, which is always a risk. I always hate doing. Right. Alright, let's have a swatch at the GJ. So very bearish on the weekly. Down at this support. On the daily, still technically bullish on the daily. This is your high, this is your low. Never closed below the low. Tapped below it, never closed below it, so I don't really accept that as a flipper structure. I want to see if I'm going to call it a flip of structure from bullish to bearish, I want to see it close below this low here, which hasn't done. So I'm going to say it's still bullish. Because like I said, when you look at it on the weekly, you see all this, where am I? You see all this support here. And it's reacting from that, so I'm going to say, I'm going to keep that as bullish. So weekly bearish, daily bullish. 4 hour is definitely bearish. So lowest point the 4 hour got to was there. Origin of that push was kind of there. I'd rather put it there because that looks more like a lower high than that does. That doesn't really look like a lower high. That just looks like sideways movement to me. But that, it looks more like that. But in fact, fuck it. I'm going to put it there. I'm going to put it there and say that's bearish. And I'm going to say that we don't flip bullish on the 4 hour until we close above that. So 4 hour bearish, 30 minute, same thing. Where's the lowest point? 30 minute gets to, which is doing that. 2 candle pullback, two consecutive candle pullback is there. Flips above. Flips bullish at this point here. So I think GJ good, that's it. Bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish. So there's no clear direction on GJ yet again. Let's switch this off. Go to the line chart and yeah, I mean long term on GJ. Long term on GJ, it's just nothing. It's just, this is upwards. If you look at it on the 4 hour, if you look at it on the hourly, it's sideways. Look on it on the daily, it's kind of upwards, but kind of not. There's no clear direction on it. You had this run of higher lows until here, and then it'll start, it's just shite. The weekend I'm going to start looking at something else, like EU or GU or something like that, because GJ is just shit at the minute. I think the problem with GJ is when it's hit this like 200 mark, when it hits highs like this, it always stalls. Like when it gets to highs here, it made highs here, all-time highs here, and then it stalled, and then did it here, and just, yeah. So I think I'm going to look at something else. I think GJ's had its day. Like I said the other day, GJ was great during the COVID years. I had some nice trades. I'd say probably 70% of my trades were on GJ. I was a big fan of GJ. Whereas now, because it's just in a big long-term consolidation, it's just cock at the minute. So yeah, this is a quick looky. Nothing happening on gold. So we're bearish on the weekly. We're tapping into, as I said, we're tapping into all this support. On the daily, we've got a bit of downtrend happening here. have kind of closed below this support, but we are reacting from it. We did reject. There's a fairly weak candle, and we're starting to push back up. I'm going to put the high. I'm going to put yesterday's high on, so that if we break that high, it's probably going to confirm that we're going to go up a wee bit, maybe to here, maybe all the way back up to there. Who knows? Back on daily flip, and if we are to continue bullish, we have no reason for the candle to flip, and we've definitely no reason for the daily low to be broken. So we want to be, I think what we want to be doing today is in this range here. We want to be looking for either buys above, or you want to look for pullbacks and then buys above. Wiggly, wiggly, wiggly. That's what I think. Just my opinion. Again, it's a plan, it's not a prediction, so if we break that, I'm buying. If we don't break that, I'm looking for pullbacks and then buys. As long as that daily candle's bullish, I think, who knows? Fucking GJ just. So the daily, what did I say? The daily was. Did I say the daily was bullish? I don't know, there is just no. I mean, that does look bearish, but we've got a bullish candle. Don't know. Yeah, no, it's GJ. I'm tempted just to not even look at GJ today. There's just no clear direction on it. We've got a bullish candle today. We've got a big fat bullish candle. That's the only reason that I'm looking at buying it. It's because we've got this big fat bullish candle. I think, yeah, that's the only reason I'm looking at buying it. I think I probably only want to really buy it above this level here. I don't know that I want to even. I don't know if I even want to take the pullback buy. I don't know. Geez, he's just such a bag of cock at the minute. That's your support. So this is your range. If you're looking at that, you're going to say that's bearish. That's bearish. That 4 hours gone down. But on the other hand, we have closed into this resistance, which none of these candles have done. So if we do break above that, you're breaking above the daily high, so we're going to take half. You're breaking above all this resistance. It's messy, GJ's just messy at the minute. Just look at the 30. GJ's just a mess. So I'd like to see it come up. But actually, I'm gonna use the early levels, because that looks a bit more, as my auntie used to say, it looks a bit more Protestant. Yeah, buys above again. Look for where you want to trade, and I think there we go. Highlighter. I think this zone here, possibly an area you want to trade. If you look at it on the hourly, oh fuck. If you look at it on the hourly, I might actually, to be honest, GJ's such a bag of cock at the minute, I might just mark on levels on the hourly. Just say sells below. Put cautious sells. I think everything's a fucking cautious. Sells from there, I think. Sells from. Sells for the resistance. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna. I think. GJ just looks so horrible at the minute. I think I'm actually just gonna. I think GJ is looking so horrible at the minute. I think I'm just gonna trade it on the early. Buys above, sells from resistance, sells a blow. Yeah, I think he's. Putting all that on there. Okay. I'm putting all that on there. Buys above. Now we just sit and wait. So what would I want to? What do I want to see on GJ? I want to see a closure below. To be honest, I can't even be bothered thinking about GJ because it's such a mess, and I've taken such a dislike to GJ at the minute that I don't even want to think about it. I think I'm just going to concentrate on gold. I'm going to wait for a closure above here, and that's it. I think I might. I'm going to wait for this. I'm going to wait for this candle to close. So I've got 6 minutes on that. And I'll wait for that. If that closes above, then I'm going to keep going. If it doesn't close above, then I might just wrap the stream here. What's it gonna do? What's it gonna do? Who knows? Right, time to just fuck about for 6 minutes. To be honest, I really need a shite. I've had my morning, this is the thing, I have my morning coffee. I have a little espresso first thing in the morning. And as soon as that hits my system, my my bowels start reacting to it. I get a massive rejection wick in my bowels. The minute the espresso hits, I might actually have to. I've not been funny, right? I might have to go and have a shite. How long have I got? I've got 5 minutes. Right, I'm going for a shite. Right, I'm putting the HUD on window on, and I'm going for a shite. Right, I'm back. What's it doing? That has got to be the fastest shite in the history of mankind. I need to change that because it says I'm away for a pish, which I am not. I was away for a shite, so I need to get one that says I'm away for a shite. This is the thing about trading that nobody warns you, but I like to enjoy my morning shite. And you can't do that when you're trading. Nobody tells you that. They don't. You don't get Raja Banks going. It's like you have to remember about trading, right? You can never enjoy a shite ever again because you're always worried you're going to miss something. Here we go. If this closes above, I might take a wee trade. Problem's going to be stop loss because that's 67 candles. 67 candles. It's 67 candles. How big's your stop loss? My stop loss is 67 candles. Oh, is it? It's 67 pips. Sorry. Being stupid again, I'm bored. Yeah, 67 pips to the low of that candle. Exciting. Oh, didn't do it. Didn't do it. Right, here's the question here. Right. So we've closed above these closes here. But we haven't closed above the wicks. So I think I just let it go. I think I'm just gonna have to let it go. I considered taking the break of that high. Let's just paper trade it and see what happens. Let's put a wee message on here just to say not in. Oh, where have you gone? You on your fucking deck? There we go. That's just to say I'm not in. This is just a paper trade. To see what happens. Where would you take profit be? See, in theory your take profits all the way up there. But there's no volume. There's no volume. I don't think it's really worth taking at the minute. Right, so well, that's happening. I'm going to have a wee. You can't see my MetaTrader account history. Let's just have a wee swatch at the week. So Monday. See what we've got. So I've had, that's not bad for the week. I've had two wins, 1 loss. 2 wins, 1 loss, no break even. Yeah, that's not bad for the week, is it? Yeah, I mean, that's not bad for the week. I want to put... Yeah, I'm glad I never took that trade. So, how long have we been going? I think we've been going about an hour. 54 minutes. Not really an awful lot to look at, is there? Nothing happening on GJ. Nothing happening on gold. What I might look at, I don't know if it looks at the, what's it called, currency strength meter. Is it this? Let's go to the browser. Yeah, is it this? I think it's that one. Is it this one? Live charts. Yes, this one. Like when I started trading, this is one of the things I used to look at, and I got some good trades at doing this. So rather than just trading the same pairs every single day, I can't remember who it was, but I remember watching this trader and he said what he does is he goes on the currency strength meter, and what you do is you look for the strongest currencies, which in this case would be Aussie dollar, NZ, Euro, and you look for the weakest currencies of the day: Swiss, US dollar, Japanese yen, Norwegian krona. So, I mean, that looks good. Aussie dollar versus US dollar, or Aussie dollar versus Swiss, or Euro versus Swiss. So if I switch back to trading screen, do a quick look. Fuck's sake, trading views some shit. Still nothing happening. If I'd taken this for real, and assuming that had closed up here somewhere rather than down here, I usually give myself the first 10 minutes of the 30-minute candle, and if it's not broken the high, then I'll close the trade. So we've still got, in theory, still got 2.5 minutes for this to break the high and tap you in. Obviously, I'm knowing this. Is it going to do it? Right, so what was I looking at? Aussie, AU, Aussie dollar, AUD, USD. So swatch. this is looking. I mean, it's making moves. It's making clean moves. Clean move here, clean move here. Cleanish moves. I might, like next week I might start doing that actually. Like just start the day and see which currencies are strong, which currencies are weak. Stick with gold as my primary, and then for my secondary, do that. See who's strong, see who's weak. Oh no, is that tapping me in? I'd have 50 seconds. Yeah, I'm tapped in. Well, I'm not. I am in theory. Here's what you could have won. Here's what you could have won. The speedboat. And again, this comes back to the problem I had yesterday is where do you put your stop loss? This is still a live candle, so do I put my stop loss there, even though this candle's still open? Or do I put it there, which is on the previous candle, which is where in theory you're supposed to use it, put it, which is 53 pips. Away the fuck, man. Away the fuck. So I usually go break even at 6 pips on gold. So 6 pips would be there. Oh, fuck off, yeah, dick. So 6 pips. So be nudging break even. I might have got stopped out there. Well, yeah, I might have got tapped out for break even there. Right. Well, nothing's happening at the minute. That wasn't a real trade, so we'll just take that off. I'm going to wrap it there. Would I take a selfie there? Here's a question, right? If we do reject this level, and we have had this big bearish, yeah, the structure's bearish on the 30-minute. Structure's bearish on the early. Still bullish on the 4-hour. So if we do reject that, do we take the sell? Ah, yeah, see. See if we can get that back. There we go. So technically, we'd still be in. Yeah, 12 pips. Definitely TP1 would have been hit. It was a risky trade. It was a risky trade. I'm glad I did take it. It's a very risky trade. I'd definitely be stop loss to break even now. I'd definitely be doing that. TP1 would have been hit, so I'd have been on my runner. Yeah. 20 pips. Yeah. Well, it's always a trade you didn't take that's the best trade. The only thing that's better than missing a trade is not getting a loss. Because this could have gone either way. So I'm glad I never took it. And time's at 8:45, so I think I'm going to wrap it there. Have a lovely weekend for the absolutely nobody that's listening to this. So I'm back again on Monday for another round of fucking. It would be nice. It would be nice to like stay on a wee bit longer. I'll see how it goes. See how we go next week. I've managed. I'm proud of myself that I've actually managed to complete a week of streaming. Yeah, I've managed to complete a week of streaming, which I didn't think I would. Well, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. I'll be honest, I found it a wee bit hard going. I don't know if I am enjoying it, but I'm going to try and do it through October. If I enjoy it through October, then I'm going to keep going. If I pick up any viewers, I will keep going. There you go, you'd have been stopped it. Yeah, so if I pick up any, I'll see how it goes. I'm going to plough through October. I'm going to keep going. If the numbers pick up, I'll keep going. If nobody's watching it by the end of October, I'm not sitting here every morning doing this, but yeah. So that's the first week. I've done 1 week. I'll get another 3 weeks. See how I'm getting on. Hopefully. Yeah, hopefully it's going to pick up. I think if nothing else, it's actually making me a wee bit more disciplined with my trades, because potentially people are watching and I know I'm having to talk about why I take a trade. If I'm taking a trade, I'm going to have to talk about why I took that trade. And if I take a loss, I'm going to have to say, you fucking took a loss because I took a stupid trade. So it kind of keeps me honest. So I'll see how I get on. See how I get on with that. Back again Monday, Tuesday next week. Thursday, Friday again next week. And if anybody does happen to watch this, have a lovely weekend, and I'll see you later.